Let's go over 5 steps for you to achieve your New Year's goals.
Hi, I'm Eileen Harris, an entrepreneur and Cuban American. When I started as an entrepreneur, I had little resources, so I quickly learned how to work smart. I experienced lots of headaches and setbacks when I started, but today everything is different. I've got clients in over 20 countries, I've traveled the world, and I want to show you how to do the same. In this community, you will gain amazing training and inspiration to build a business of your dreams and a great lifestyle to go with it. Whether you're an entrepreneur with lots of ambition and experience or you have just started your entrepreneurial journey, you've come to the right place. Remember, you can have it all.
The first thing that you want to do is that you want to set SMART goals. S-M-A-R-T. Remember that acronym because anytime that you set a goal, this is going to be something that I want you to think about. The S stands for specific. You know, a lot of people will say, well, I want to make a lot of money. How much is a lot of money? Exactly how much are you aiming to make? It's okay if you say to yourself, well, this number is going to push me a little. Or if you're not sure, then it's okay. Go sit down and think, what are you going to do with that money to help you make it more specific? The next thing that you want to do is that you want to make it measurable. Once you make it specific, it's a lot easier to make it measurable because now you're able to track your goal. You're going to be able to see, are you halfway there? It'll help you celebrate. It'll help you keep pushing. And if you haven't made any progress at all, it'll help you pivot in your strategy. The next thing you want to consider is it attainable? Now, this doesn't mean don't dream. It means to set SMART goals, right? So when you think of an attainable goal, I don't want you to go into fantasy land, but I also don't want you to sell yourself short. So let's say you've got a 10-year goal. What do you have to achieve this year for you to be on track for that 10-year goal? And I'll give you an example. I remember I had a friend, she wanted to lose 50 pounds. And so her first goal wasn't to immediately lose 50 pounds. She started with the first 2. And then another 2, and then another 5. And then because she had these SMART goals where they were specific, they were measurable, and they were attainable, as those goals compounded, she was able to reach her larger goal, her long-term goal. And so this doesn't mean don't dream. It just means let's break down those dreams into goals so that you can actually achieve them. Now the R is for relevant. Relevancy is really important because is this something that you're actually going to focus on? Is this something that you need to prioritize in your life right now? Is this something that has to do with your long-term goals, with something that you're looking forward to? And so it's incredibly important for you to say yes to yourself and to dream big and to know the sky's the limit, but to also do it in a way that's really practical for yourself, your business, your lifestyle, your fitness, and so much more. Last, you want it to be time-bound. You know, a lot of people want to set a goal and they want to have this vision and they'll just get it when they get it. But the truth is that you're more likely to achieve a goal when you set a deadline. A goal without a deadline is just a wish. It's just something you're hoping eventually happens. But once you set a goal and a timeline, you're also going to be very intentional with your time leading up to that deadline. Again, there's no right or wrong answers. You could achieve it a lot sooner than you were expecting to. And if it takes a little longer, the next time that you set goals, you might learn from that experience and give yourself more time. But in this instance, you're going to be all the wiser because at least you were tracking and taking into consideration your time. Now that you've set SMART goals, you want to create a plan of action. You want to break down these goals into specific tasks and activities that you want to focus on. One of the things that I love to do is say to myself, okay, how much time a day do I want to dedicate to this goal? Does it even have to be every day? Is this something that you work on the weekends? Is this something that you work on your lunch break? Is this something that you're going to do while you're on vacation? When is it that you're going to focus on this goal? When is it that you're going to make it happen? This creation of a plan is going to turn this from an idea into a strategy. When you don't have a plan in place because maybe you don't know how to achieve it, that's okay. You're gonna now be intentional. Do you need a coach? Do you need to go through a course? Do you need to read a book? Do you need to call a friend who's achieved these goals before? Do you need to watch some YouTube tutorials? You need to be intentional. Otherwise, that goal is just gonna sit there. And if we do things the same way over and over again, expecting different results, well, the joke is on us, right? And so this is extremely important. I'm doing this consistently now as I try new recipes and as I try new ways to cook foods that I love. And it's not easy, but if I wasn't being intentional, if I wasn't looking for a plan, then guess what would happen? My goals would be so unlikely because I would just kind of wait for them to fall out of the sky. And so create your plan and turn these goals into a strategy that you can then take action on. The next thing that you want to make sure you're doing is that you are staying motivated. Now, this kind of contradicts something I've said in the past because I do not take action based on motivation. I take it based on discipline. I show up whether I'm excited about my goal or not. I show up and I take action. But you know what makes achieving goals a lot easier? When it's fun, when it's exciting, when it's entertaining. And so how can you keep yourself motivated? I've done this in several ways in the past. I have said to myself, well, when I do X, Y, and Z, this is how I'm going to celebrate. And that celebration kept me motivated because I didn't want to miss out on my own prize. Other things I have done in the past is that I have set my goal to be the background on my phone. So every time I open up my phone or even the wallpaper on my laptop or my desktop, and that's where I can see my goal, something that I'm excited about, something that I'm happy to see. If you're not excited every time that you see your goals and you think about them, then maybe you need to revisit your goals or dig a little deeper as to why that is. Because when you stay motivated, even if you're just like me and you're willing to show up and be super disciplined, it's so much more fun and you're so much more likely to be alive and engaged and enthusiastic about the process. The next step is a little nerve-wracking for some, and that's to stay accountable. I highly recommend that you tell a friend. If you're not part of a mastermind group, if you don't have somebody that's running alongside you to achieve the same goal, that's okay. You can still tell someone. You can still tell someone to help hold you accountable, to help nudge you in the right direction. And so this is absolutely something that is fun for the whole family if you get everyone involved. Perhaps if you need to stay motivated, for instance, to work out, how can you incorporate your family, get activities that you're excited about? If there's something in business that you want to be held accountable to, perhaps you can start a Facebook group, get friends together, nudge each other, maybe have someone that you're checking in with. There are so many different ways to stay accountable. There are alarms you can set on your phone. There's apps with reminders that can show up on your phone if you don't necessarily want to have to check in with an actual human being every single day. I get it, we're all busy. Point is, be mindful about being accountable. The more you are accountable, the more you're going to be consistent, and the more consistent you are, the more you're going to see those results, whether you're super motivated or not, because action is what gets results, not how we feel about a certain goal. And the last one is the most important one to achieving your New Year's resolutions, and that is to be flexible. It is okay to say, you know what, I'm no longer motivated by this, and pivot to say, you know what, this is something that was a great start, but I actually need to push myself further and set an even bigger goal. Perhaps you're saying to yourself, I didn't give myself enough time, and then you are more gentle with yourself. Maybe something happened in your life that was unexpected. Instead of you quitting altogether and saying, I'll try again next year, you can instead say, tomorrow is a brand new day. I can restart this. I can give myself more time. I can request more support. Perhaps you thought doing these workout videos you bought was the best thing in the world, but now you realize perhaps working with a physical and personal trainer right there in person or virtually was better for holding you accountable. Don't just quit. Be open to being flexible, be open to learning about yourself, about your learning style, about how much support you need. If in business, perhaps you were doing great and then you got stuck in a certain area, instead of quitting and saying, oh, well, I'll try next year for my next New Year's resolution, or instead of saying, oh, it's not meant to be, I knew it, and let imposter syndrome take over, then what you can do is read a book, get a coach, go through a course, attend a seminar, figure it out. But that's possible if you have the mindset of it's okay if things don't look perfect, if I'm flexible, if I'm willing to keep showing up. Because the truth is, you deserve to have it all. You have these goals in your heart for a reason. This new year can be a new, fresh start for yourself, but this new year can be a whole new, fresh start for yourself, but you don't want the pressure that it's just related to the new year. You want to remember that, yes, that you can do it all, you can have it all, but you've got to be graceful with yourself along the way so that you don't take yourself out of the game, you don't bench yourself because something didn't go according to plan. You got this. Below, I'm going to go ahead and share some pretty cool resources, some links to help you with goal setting, with how to stay motivated, to help you, encourage you along with your mindset, and so much more. I'm so excited that you're here. Until next time, remember, you can have it all.